How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode, episode number 8, headed into the 2025 postseason here in year number 2. In the last one, we had an incredible end to the season as we finished 51-30-1 to finish not only atop the Metropolitan Division, but also atop the Eastern Conference as the third best team in the NHL. It was a great push in the second half, thanks to two big trades that we made. By the way, those 51 wins, the most in the NHL, despite not winning the President's Trophy. We had two big trades in the last episode, most notably moving out Tyler Toffoli, who wasn't doing super well, and bringing in Blake Wheeler for his scoring, for his defensive ability. And you know what he did in 20 games? He scored 12 goals and 21 points and was a plus 14, replacing Tyler Toffoli, who was a negative, I think, 25 at that point. So he was an incredible pickup for us. At the halfway point, we also made a big splash acquiring Josh Morrissey from the sinking Winnipeg Jets. They wanted to move him. They are going into a rebuild period. It was very pricey to get him as an 89 overall on that left side. He has been a great addition to our team. 29 points in 41 games, on pace for about 60 points in a normal 82-game season. He was a plus 23 as well, so he really helped to shore up the defense. Add in great performances from the rest of the team. Alex DeBrincat here in his first year as a Penguin. He's been enjoying time on the first line with Sidney Crosby, doing a little bit more than he did last season about what he usually does in the simulation. So 71 points, we were very pleased with that. Dmitry Orlov had a great season, scoring 42 points. Of course, we were led by the captain, Sidney Crosby. Ryan O'Reilly had a down year at 38 points. And goaltending-wise, we had Mackenzie Blackwood, his first full year as a starter, 62 appearances, going 41, 20, and 1 with 5 shutouts. This was his second season being a part of the organization, but his first full season as our starter. He was the reason we got into the postseason last year in 2024. Now this year in 2024-25, he was a solid rock for us. Blomqvist, the rookie, was backing him up as well. But the most unfortunate part towards the end of last episode, at the end of the season, Jake Guentzel, in the last 6 games of the season or so, got an injury that will keep him out for another month. So he's out for all of round number 1 and likely most of round number 2 if we are to make it until about the second week of May. Through 76 games, he scored 30 goals and 60 points. So having him out of the lineup is really going to hurt. That was the biggest thing that I put to the assistant general managers in the last episode. What are we going to do lineup-wise? Because since Guentzel has been out, we ran a little trial on the first line of Zucker, Crosby, and Rust. We gave them those 6 games and no one really did anything. Overall-wise, this team doesn't look extremely strong. Crosby dropped to an 87, Malkin to an 86, but we have been performing. We won 51 games for a reason. On defense, we're looking like this. Zadorov's been good. Our third pair of Smith and Joseph has been good as well. And of course, Chris Letang, our leader on the blue line. So without further ado, let's hop into the comments, ladies and gentlemen, and see what the assistant general managers had to say headed into this first round matchup against one of our rivals, the Columbus Blue Jackets. First comment coming in from Pat, who said, really enjoyable episode. Thank you, my friend. Great moves and a really strong final stretch until the Jake injury. I would probably try Crosby, O'Reilly, Rust as the top line on a short leash, though. Get O'Reilly out there shutting things down at least. Our first line has stopped scoring without Jake Guentzel, so we may as well try and stuff Gaudreau and Laine on the Blue Jackets in the interim. So if that first line's not going to score, we may as well try and make it a shutdown line and then allow our second and third line to do the scoring. Love that 2-channel legends in Blackwood and Elvis Merzlikins on the Blue Jackets will square off here. Excited for the next one. Blackwood, he's been great with our Penguins franchise, but he was also otherworldly with our NHL 20 live stream series with the Sharks. It was a 4-episode series, and Blackwood was incredible. And if you followed this channel over the last few years, Elvis Merzlikins has been haunting me ever since NHL 19, our expansion series with the Brooklyn Bellows. So it's going to be quite the showdown in the crease. But building on what Pat said, I like that a lot. If the first line's not going to score, we may as well make it a shutdown line. Ryan O'Reilly, give him those top minutes. Crosby, even though he is a centerman, of course, through and through. O'Reilly with the 94 faceoffs. Let's go O'Reilly at center, Crosby on the left, Rust on the right. We'll keep DeBrincat, Malkin, and Wheeler on the second. They've been our best line at least since the deadline. And then on the third line, we can put Hollander to center, and Zucker can play on the wing at 77 faceoffs. Yep. So third line becomes Engvall, Hollander, and Zucker. Fourth line remains Fonstad, Smith, and Koepke. So I think that's a great idea to at least start off the series. We'll go from there. fair, Ryan O'Reilly is a better slow sim performer, and the playoffs are slow sim. So, you know what? I like it, Pat. I think your thought process is solid. We'll roll with it to start. Just one more comment here because I can't wait to get this postseason started. Not too much more to say. It's just the lineup that we have to think about. Cheating Heel comments, what a turnaround. Love the Morrissey acquisition. Only downside is that we traded what we would have needed to offer sheet Elias Pettersson if he's still an RFA next year. But hey, I'm okay with getting a top pair D-man. He also exceeded my expectations as I thought he'd be the glue that holds our defense together and was expecting 35 to 40 point pace, which he crushed. He's on that 58 to 60 point pace. I don't expect him to keep this pace next year, but if he does, we're in business. Wheeler was a great pickup as well, considering how he also simmed well when we had him on the Sharks franchise mode. I believe he was a deadline pickup there as well. I would look at re-signing him, but at 38 years old, I'd only go for a year-to-year basis, wouldn't commit to a longer deal. We can think about that at the end of this episode heading into the offseason. It's doubtful. Here's the thing. Yes, he's old, but it's doubtful that we can find someone who's as good of a fit on the team in free agency that would ask for similar money. And we could also shed Zucker, Rust, who knows what happens with the no movement clause. Maybe O'Reilly, he's doing better, but we'll see if we need cap space for another acquisition. Playoff performance will dictate a lot of those decisions. Team's rolling on all cylinders right now. Let's hope we can hold the fort until Gensel gets back. That would be somewhere around the halfway point of round number 2 or towards the end of the second round. Weird how we can't score in the calendar simulation, but we're beasts in the slow sim. Hopefully that helps us in the playoffs. My only concern is the amount of goals we allow in slow sim as well. We keep outscoring our opposition, but once goals are harder to come by in the postseason, it might become an issue. All in all, great work on filling some needs we had and improving the team to lead us to a team best record over the last decade. Now let's see if we can turn this into a long playoff run and hopefully a championship. Go Pens. Thank you, Cheating Heel. So this will be our lineup headed into the postseason. I like what we did last episode. I think we put ourselves in the best position possible, as demonstrated by winning 51 games. Now, the Blue Jackets, however, you would think we won the Eastern Conference. We're playing against one of the weaker teams. Not really. The Blue Jackets also lost 30 games, just like us. The only difference between ourselves and the Blue Jackets is that we both had 11 games that went to overtime, let's say. We went 10-1, they went 1-10. So they did not have a good record when it went beyond regulation. We were almost perfect beyond regulation. That's what gave us the extra 9 wins. But we both had 30 regulation losses. So the Blue Jackets, don't underestimate them. They are a scary team. As already mentioned, Patrick Laine, Johnny Gaudreau in the lineup. We're going to be trying to shut them down with our first line. As well on the team, they have Kent Johnson as first line center. Jake DeBrusk, former Penguin player for a short period. He was on our team in the postseason last year. 1 goal in 9 games in the season. Then in the postseason, he had 4 points in 7 games. We really lacked scoring last postseason. Sidney Crosby scored 6 goals in 7 games, and that was it. We lost in 7 to the Maple Leafs, but I digress. Boone Jenner, Chinnikov, Miles Wood, Cole Sillinger, Athanasiou, Texier, Nemesnikov, and Marchenko. Good depth here for the Blue Jackets. Defensively, they have Orensky, Jiricek, Bokvist, Gavrikov, Bean, and Severson, all between 83 and 89 overall. Extremely strong defensive core. And the goaltending, it's 83 overall. Elvis Merzlikins, backed up by Daniil Tarasov. Merzlikins had a .913 save percentage this year, 2.57 goals against average. We'll see if we can break one of the curses. There's been so many curses. I wonder what the all-time record is with and against Elvis. We've had him in our lineup. We've been against him multiple times. He's put EA voodoo on us. He found ways to break through him. It's always up and down. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about ready to get into this postseason. This is our second year with the franchise. If you haven't been following the series, we want to squeeze as much out of this core as possible. As we're seeing Crosby, Malkin, Letang, they are all regressing. We want to get as much out of this core as possible before we move into the next phase of this franchise's history. Year 1 with the team was a heartbreaking Game 7 exit in round number 1. Now here's year number 2. We won 51 games. We're firing on all cylinders. Let's keep it up. Game 1, round 1 in Pittsburgh. As always, the video is about an hour and a half plus in length to keep it from being spoiled if we're out in round number 1 or number 2 and we have about an hour of a black screen or something. I would appreciate if you let it go, but I want to be reacting with you. We're all reacting together. We're all up in that GM's booth together watching this game unravel. I hope you're on the edge of your seat like I am right now. First period, 2-1 Blue Jackets to open it up. Patrick Laine gets the first goal, and Cole Sillinger gets the next one. We get depth scoring from Koepke on that fourth line a minute after Sillinger scores. We're out shooting Columbus 13-8 after 20, but we're down 2-1 as Blackwood allows 2-on-8 to start this game. Second period of this first game, power play Penguins is killed off. Power play Blue Jackets now killed off. Hold on, power play Blue Jackets again. Killed off once more. Second period concludes 2-1. It remains. Shots are 23-21 in our favor. Blackwood's been strong, but Elvis is closing the door. We're down by 1 here in this third period. And Alex DeBrincat, I was about to call on that second line. That second line that was so good to end the season. A point per game plus from almost all those guys, I believe. And now we're tied at 2 thanks to Alex DeBrincat, but we're not out of the woods just yet. 7 minutes ago, power play, Blue Jackets late. It's an extended power play for Columbus. Huge penalty kill. Another one late. And we're headed to overtime on the penalty kill. What's with the penalties? Who's taking these penalties? High-sticking double minor and then Koepke holding minor. Our two fourth liners putting us down. That was with a minute 28 to go, so a minute 38 to go. So there's going to be a 22-second power play for the Blue Jackets into this first overtime period. 2-2 after 60 minutes. Shots are 33-30 in our favor. Let's hop in. Here in overtime, Game 1, Round 1, power play Blue Jackets for about 22 seconds. Ryan O'Reilly out on the dot, wins a big face-off back to Jason Zucker. Zadorov, give away to Sillinger. Let's kill this penalty, boys. 15 more seconds. There you go. Time up in the neutral zone. ROR, who we signed to like twice as much as he signed for in the real world with Nashville at $4.5 million. Now, hold on. It's Kent Johnson coming away. A little bit of a break, but Morrissey getting back, I believe. That was him in front through the crease. In front, but no one's there to pick it up. Back to 5-on-5. Sillinger gets a shot. Blackwood, no, doesn't hang on. Passes it out. What are you doing, Letang? Get it out of there. The AI. Oh, goodness, but we kill off the power play. Hold on here. Hold on. Power play. I didn't catch this. Power play Penguins now. 2 minutes for slashing to Cole Sillinger. Didn't catch that one behind the play. Can we get a replay here? As the Blue Jackets power play expires, Cole Sillinger takes a slashing penalty on Letang. Was that on Letang? I didn't even see what happened there, but okay, we'll take the power play. Here we go. Ooh, nobody wants to go get it. Boone Jenner fishes it out. Thankfully, Chris Letang intercepts that pass. Now here come the Penguins back the other way. It's Evgeny Malkin to Alex DeBrincat on net, big boy. DeBrincat, Malkin scores! Evgeny Gino Malkin! And the Penguins win Game 1 in overtime. What a great passing play right there. DeBrincat to Gino Malkin. Malkin and DeBrincat getting along so well in that second line. They're out there on the power play unit, and the Penguins win game at 1 to go up 1-0 in this series. DeBrincat finds Malkin. Merzlikins gets caught up in the traffic, it looks like, and Malkin gives us the game winner. Iceberg's eating it up, and the Pens are up 1-0. Shots in that one ended 34-32 in our favor. After Blackwood allowed 2 goals in the first 8 shots, he was solid in the second and third period, and even in overtime as we take Game 1 3-2. All right. Great to get that one out of the way. First win at home. We're going to keep on rolling. No need to stop at PPG Paints Arena. Coming off of a big overtime winner on the power play. The Blue Jackets are going to want to get that back because they were up early, up 2-1. We marched back and won 3-2. Game 2, Round 1. Let's keep it rolling. First period, 1-1 after 20. Laine scores early again, and Koepke scores in the first period again. It's 1-1 after 20. Shots are 15-10 for the Blue Jackets. Koepke with 2 goals in 2 games. All right. And Chris Letang scores on power play 18 seconds into the second period. He was huge last postseason. It was all Letang and Crosby. And Brian Rust scores on that top line to make it 3-1 Penguins. Last postseason, it was all Crosby and Letang. Second period ends 3-2 as Laine scores his second at the halfway point. The shots are 25-23 for the Blue Jackets, up by 2 shots. We're up by 1 goal. Koepke, Letang, and Rust for us. 2 from Laine for the Blue Jackets. We got to shut down that first line. Let's go, boys. Up 3-2, 5 minutes into this third period. We take the lead of the shots again. Back tied to 27. And Brian Rust scores his second of the evening. 2 for Laine, 2 for Rust. 4-2 Penguins. Power play Blue Jackets with 6 minutes to go. That's killed off by the Penguins penalty killers. We've done well on the penalty kill so far this series. They're getting a lot of shots on net. Wheeler adds the empty netter, his first postseason goal as a Penguin. Jiricek scores 20 seconds later to just say why not. And we win game 2 by a score of 5-3. Shots end 34-33 for the Blue Jackets, but we come away with the victory. Rust with 2 goals, 2 from line A and 3 assists from Johnny Gaudreau, though. So that first line needs to do a better job at shutting those guys down. But we've won 2 games now. Rust scored twice on that top line, even strength, mind you. So I'm going to keep the lines as they have been. I have nothing to say. Headed to Nationwide Arena in Columbus, an arena that we know very well from our Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode. Let's do it. Game 3 of round 1, winning both games at home. Now we take this series on the road, and the Blue Jackets are definitely not going to want to let us get this third game in home territory. First period, 1-0 Blue Jackets, Marchenko scoring. Shots are 12-10 for the Blue Jackets. We're either tied or down after the first period in 3 consecutive games now. We're leading the shots, but down 1-0 as Marchenko, the fourth liner for the Blue Jackets, is chipping in. Second period, 2-1 Penguins. It's Nate Smith and Chris Letang. Smith, that fourth line, is chipping in, and Chris Letang with his second in as many games, from down 1-0 to up 2-1. Shots are 22-17 for the Penguins after 40, and we are up by 1. Make it up by 2 as the captain gets his first of the series in this third game. He had 6 goals in 7 games last postseason. He gets his first in game 3. Doing it even strength as well. That first line, that's what I want to see from that first line. 5 minutes to go, up by 2. Can we hang on tight here? Blue Jackets pushing, goalie pulled, but the Penguins hang on tight to take a 3-0 stranglehold on this series. Shots are 31-20, finished 31-25 for the Pens, and we win 3-1 the final. Letang a goal and assist. Mackenzie Blackwood makes 24 saves, and Ryan O'Reilly as first-line center gets 2 assists. That's what we like to see from this team, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1 Penguins victory, and we are now up 3-0 in this series, as you would think from a 51-win team. Now let's close it out. Let's get out the brooms. We don't need to go back and do it at home. Let's end it at Nationwide Arena and make it a quick first round. Game 4, round 1. Nothing to say, nothing to stop for. Let's do it again. First period of Game 4, the Blue Jackets start early. Kent Johnson, 4 consecutive games where we start down or tied after 20 minutes. We are yet to lead after 20. Shots 15-7 for the Blue Jackets. They're coming out with everything they have. Second period, now 2-1 Blue Jackets. Malkin ties it up, but then Jake DeBrusk against his old team. The shots are 26-18 for the Blue Jackets, and the Penguins are down by 1 headed into the third. Power play for Columbus, killed off by the Penguins. Power play again for the Blue Jackets. We're killing them off well, but we can't score goals if we're going to always be shorthanded. Halfway point now, we're still down by 1. This game's not over. Power play for the Penguins, killed off by the Blue Jackets. Under 5 to go now. The Blue Jackets hanging on tight. Penguins pushing the final minute, and the Blue Jackets hang on for the victory. Shots end 36-29. Blackwood did great, but Merzlikins only allows 1, which gives him first star honors. Blackwood 34 saves. DeBrusk the game-winning goal, of course. And the Blue Jackets stave off the sweep. They show some life, and we'll head back to Pittsburgh to try to win it in game number 5. So game number 5 now, and it's a tale as old as time. The winning team is up 3-0. The losing team wins game 1. What you want to do is just stomp that out and win 4-1. Do not allow them to make it 3-2, then 3-3, then who knows. This is where, especially back at home, you have to end it. Gentlemen, go out there, do what we've done the last few games. Holding them to 2 goals last game, that was great, but we got to score more than 1. Shake that Elvis voodoo off, do a little dance, do what you got to do in the dressing room, sing some of that Elvis Presley, whatever you, or you smash his records. I don't know what you got to do to make the voodoo go away, but go ahead and do it, because we're ready for Game 5 in Pittsburgh. First period, 0-0 after 20. 5th consecutive game of being tied or down after 20. Shots are 12-10 for the Blue Jackets. Second period, now 2-0 Columbus! Jake DeBrusk opens it up, and then Alex Texier makes it 2-0 on that fourth line. Shots are 21-19 for the Blue Jackets, and we are yet to score through 40 minutes on Merzlikins. Third period now. I'm looking at the top 6, but you know what? Hollander, Zucker, I'm looking at you as well. The third line hasn't done much. The fourth line's pitching in. Power play Columbus, we kill it off, but we can't be taking penalties. Final 8 minutes, power play Columbus again. I guess nobody wants it. No one has passion. Final 5 minutes, no passion. Hold on. Late passion push? No. No passion. And Elvis Merzlikins shuts us out. So help me if this guy shuts us out for 4 consecutive games on a reverse sweep. Or 3. He got in 1 in the last game. But shots end 33-31. Of course, again, game-winning goal to Jake DeBrusk. Blackwood 31 saves in a losing effort. And Merzlikins a 31 save shutout. Of course. Headed back to Columbus, now up 3-2, as we are outscored 4-1 in the last 2 games, after we'd outscored them, 9-3 or something? I don't know, in the first, or it wasn't quite that little for the Columbus, but we were outscoring them by a good margin in the first 3 games. That's why we were up 3-0. What's going on over here? What's going on? Crosby 2 points, lovely. O'Reilly 3, Russ 3, DeBrincat 4, Malkin 5, Wheeler 2, Engvall no points, -3, Hollander no points, -3, Zucker no points, -4. Goodbye. 4th line, Fonstad, Smith, and you know what, Koepke, you're up. Koepke and Zucker are swapping spots. And Koepke's going to play 3rd line, I suppose. And Engvall, maybe you like it on the right side more. Let's try that. Koepke, Hollander, Engvall, Zucker, Smith, Fonstad. My goodness. Defense, what's up over here? 3 points, -2 for Morrissey. 4 points for Letang. No points for Orlov. 6 penalty minutes, but no, an even plus-minus for Zadorov. P.O. Joseph, +2. Ty Smith, -1. Those aren't numbers that make me want to switch anything, really. And Blackwood, 937 save percentage. He's been great. We're not quite in panic mode just yet. Game 7 would be. We're not there yet. Let's go ahead and end it here in Game 6. The depth is going to be a little depth change. A little pep talk here from GM Data, slapping people around. Let's go at Nationwide Arena in Columbus. Game 6. Don't play games. Don't play games now. You scored 1 goal in the last 2 games. Don't fool around. Show me why we won 51 games, and I'll see you in round number 2. Let's go, gentlemen. First period, down 1-0. It's Jake DeBrusk again. 3 goals in 3 games, including 2 game winners. 6 consecutive games of being down or tied after 20 minutes. Second period now. 2-1. Thank you. Alex DeBrincat at even strength, and then Sidney Crosby short-handed. Okay. There's a little bit of something after being shut out for like 4+ periods. Shots 25-16 for Pittsburgh after 40, and we're finally up 2-1, but it's a small lead. Let's add to it, gentlemen. Power play Columbus early. We kill it off, thankfully. Third period action. We are 15 minutes away. Let's go. Let's add another one here. Power play Columbus again. Great idea. We kill it off once more. The penalty killers are doing amazing, but why do we keep taking so many penalties? 5 minutes to go. Outshooting Columbus 33-21. Final 2 minutes with a 1-goal lead. Still the slim margin in the final minute. And Jason Zucker on the 4th line will add the empty netter. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are through to the 2nd round. Oh my goodness. Elvis makes 32 saves and almost shuts us down. But we are through with a 3-1 victory. Only scoring 2 goals on Elvis. And we win in 6 games to punch our ticket to round number 2. The first time since 2018 that the Penguins make it out of the first round. Here in 2025, we finally do it 7 years later. Oh my goodness, let's take a second to break it all down. Especially, I want to see Elvis's numbers. So offensively, we didn't look too good here. I am pleased that it's not like 1 or 2, like last postseason where it was one guy with 7 points, one guy with 6 points, and everyone else with like 2 points. It's more spread out. No one was point per game plus, but DeBrincat, Malkin, Letang, and Rust, and Crosby, and even Koepke all had 2 goals. 5 points from Malkin and DeBrincat, 4 from all of these guys, 4 from Morrissey. Crosby, Smith with 3, Koepke 2. Blake Wheeler, a bit of a surprise. Only 1 goal and an empty netter in 6 games. After he scored 12 goals in 20 games, he only scores 2 points in 6 games here. Okay, Zucker 1 goal, the empty netter, and a -3. Orlov 1 assist, Fonstad 1 assist. Smith, Zadorov, Engvall, Hollander, no points and a -3. That was surprising. Hollander this season had 28 goals in 75 games, something like a 30-point pace. I'm trying to give him the ice time. I'm trying to give him the role. He's playing third line center. I need him to do more out there. And goaltending, of course, Mackenzie Blackwood, 4-2-0. He was incredible. 939 save percentage and 1.83 goals against average from Mackenzie Blackwood. I love that. Last season in the postseason, he was okay. He got blown up in Game 7. I remember that. But his numbers were good before that. So I'm glad to see that continuing here with the Penguins. And, of course, we got to go see the Blue Jackets. Elvis Merzlikins, 2-3-1 with a shutout, 931 save percentage and 2.818 goals against average. Mr. EA Voodoo, we somehow get through him. Goudreau had 6 assists, Line had 4 points, DeBrusk had 3 goals, but thankfully it was a top-heavy offense and we made it through the Blue Jackets. We are off to round number 2 for the first time since 2018. Let's take a moment to rest up and we'll find out who our opponent will be shortly. Shout out to the baby Penguins in the AHL who are also through to the second round. And Isaac Lundstrom, 7 goals and 8 points in 6 games. He could definitely be pushing for an AHL spot next year. And in round number 2, I clicked the button too fast. My apologies before I even started recording. But in round number 2, we will be facing another rival in the New York Islanders, another team that has had the Penguins number in the past. The Penguins defeated the Blue Jackets. Now they got to face the Islanders. No easy way out. In the East, it's going to be the Canadiens and the Lightning here in 2025. West, it's going to be Blues and Golden Knights, and then Oilers and Canucks in an all-Canadian matchup. Let's take a second to check out the Islanders now. Who is in their lineup in 2025? Where do we have Old Flames? I believe there's something's telling me that we have some sort of connection to the Islanders here. We'll find out. Nelson, Barzal, and Okposo on the top line. Wallstrom, Horvat, and Lee on the second. Ah, yes, Alexander Nylander. It's crazy. It was in my animatronic brain. Data knows. Yeah, Wallstrom, Horvat, and Lee on the second. Tatar Cizikas and former Penguin Alex Nylander. We had the Islanders were in on that 3-team trade with us when we got Alex DeBrincat from the Senators. He played a full 82-game season with them this year, scoring 28 points. Good for him. And now he's on that third line looking to haunt us. Fourth line, Palmieri, Pajot, and Mott. Defensively, Adam Pelech and Noah Dobson, Romanov and Pulick, and then Boldzuk and Zub, who we had for a couple minutes in the Penguins organization. One of the best top 4 in the league, if not the best here in 2025. Crazy numbers in terms of what these guys do with blocking shots and their takeaways. Wow. And goaltending-wise, I believe it's Ilya Sorokin. Yes, at a 92 overall, backed up by Aiden Hill. Yeah, of course. Forgot about Aiden Hill, former Penguins goaltender who played a season with us. He was back up here in New York. He went 9-8-2 with a shutout, 897 save percentage, 3.4 goals against. In the postseason, nothing this year. These stats coming from last time he played with us last season. So Aiden Hill, he was on our run last year with Mackenzie Blackwood. Now he's with Ilya Sorokin, who's a 92 overall. He has a 912 save percentage and 3.08 goals against average. Sorokin, maybe we can break through the EA Voodoo fraud and reverse it on the 92 overall, who had 5 shutouts, a 915 save percentage, and 2.74 goals against average this season. You never know. So it's a strong team here in New York. Nelson, 7 points in 6 games. Barzal the same. Okposo, 5 at 83 overall. Kyle Okposo back with the Islanders. I didn't even click that he's back with the Islanders. Lee, 6 points. Horvat, 8 points. Wallstrom, 5 points. 3 from Tatar, 2 from Cizikas, 3 from Nylander. The defense here, 3 points plus 4, 6 points plus 3. Yeah, this is a very, very good team. The Islanders' record this season was 44, 32, and 6. So losing a couple more games than the Blue Jackets did, actually, but still a scary lineup. And in the first round matchup, they took down the Rangers in 6 games. The Rangers, who I believe were in second in the Metropolitan. So, yeah, here we go. Penguins and Islanders. Penguins have a long history with them. Let's go ahead and do it. Game 1, round 2 will be here at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh to start it all off. Try to push our way out of the second round for the first time since 2017. It all starts here. The GM Data era finally has a postseason victory finally in year number 2. Let's not stop there. Let's try and make it a run. First period of game 1, and the Penguins are up 4-0. That is what we want to see. That is what we want to see. Crosby, DeBrincat, and 2 from Ryan O'Reilly. Chasing Ilya Sorokin out. EA Voodoo, 92 overall. If I were the Islanders, I'd be playing Aiden Hill, who comes in relief and gets scored on one of the first shots against. First line, second line, first line, first line. That's what we want from this top 6. 4-0 Penguins after 20. Second period, no scoring. Shots 21-18 for the Islanders. Power play, Josh Morrissey on the power play makes it 5-0. Wow. 5-on-3 power play for the Islanders. Anders Lee scores on the power play. Then Matty Barzal, even strength, 30 seconds later about. We're up by 3. Hiccups. We're up by 3. Being outshot by 3 or 4. Zucker adds another to make it a 4-goal lead once again. 6-2 Penguins. Shots tied at 27. Really breaking through Sorokin and Hill in this one. Setting the tone for this series. Penguins win game 1 6-2. Shots 29-27. Wow. 2 goals and an assist from Ryan O'Reilly, a goal and an assist from Sidney Crosby, a goal and an assist from Josh Morrissey, and that's a big statement victory in front of the home fans. Wow, Ryan O'Reilly now point per game as first-line center. Take a bow. Well done. Let's keep this up. Let's keep this up. I wonder who the Islanders will turn to between the crease. I think it has to be Sorokin. The game likely wouldn't put anyone but Sorokin. But we want to see, can we light him up in the same way we did in the first period of game number 1? Let's do it again here in game number 2. Do not take your foot off the pedal, gentlemen. Same thing. I want to see the exact same thing. First period, 2-0. I'll take it. Power play goal from Josh Morrissey, and then Philip Hollander gets his first point potentially, but his first goal of the... Whoa! And the shots are 18-2 after 20 minutes! Oh my goodness! 18-2! How about that? After the second period, it's 3-0 Blake Wheeler. Shots are 30-12, more than doubling the Islanders' shots after we multiplied them by, 8 or 9? Crosby makes it 4-0. We're chasing the fraud out of there. Let's go. Sorokin, I love him in the real world, but in EA land, I don't think he simulates very well. When we did our simulation the other night, the tournament of Hart Trophy nominees, Sorokin was not very good on the Hart Trophy nominee team. As with a team of 96 rated. You know who I'd rather have? Mackenzie MacDog Blackwood, who has a 21-save shutout. Yes, Sorokin did better in this game. 41 saves from him on 45 shots, but Blackwood gets the shutout. Morrissey a goal and an assist. Wheeler a goal and an assist. The Soaring Jets come through, and just like in round number 1, we take both games at home to now hold a 2-0 series lead headed back to New York. Wow, we're about a week away from Jake Gensel being back as well. Ryan O'Reilly was injured a bit, but he's back. Okay, good. And we're ready to move into this third game, having outscored the Islanders 10-2 over games 1 and 2. I apologize if we're going too quickly maybe, but when we're firing on all cylinders like this, let's just keep on going. We had a little bit of scare against the Blue Jackets, now 6-2 win, 4-0 win. Let's do it again now on Long Island at USB Arena, or is it UBS Arena? I forget. UBS, excuse me. First period, 2-1 Islanders. All right, so they break the shutout. They score early at the halfway point. Actually, it's Kyle Okposo who breaks the shutout. Josh Morrissey ties it back up, and then 38 seconds later, the captain, Anders Lee, makes it a 2-1 Islanders game. Shots 12-8 for the Islanders after 20. Second period action now, still 2-1 it remains. Shots are 21-16 for the Islanders, headed into this final 20 minutes. Adam Pelech extending the Islanders lead to 2 now. But Ryan O'Reilly, 8 points in 8 games, but then Kyle Okposo 20 seconds later reestablishes that 2-goal lead again, his second of the night. Power play Penguins, killed off by the Islanders. Halfway through the third period, the Penguins are down by 2. Hold on, Philip Hollander makes it a 4-3 game. Penguins now down by 1 with 5 minutes to go. Pushing late. Could we get one more to push it to overtime? Final 30 seconds, but the Islanders hang on tight. Shots end 29-25 for the Islanders, and they win this one by a score of 4-3. Okposo, 2 goals and an assist. How about that? And Barzal and Dobson also getting 2 assists for second and third star honors there. All right, so the Islanders have life. We are still outscoring them 13-6 over the last 3 games here back at UBS Arena now for game number 4. The Lightning are up 3-0 over the Canadiens in their series. They're going to head off to the Eastern Conference Final most likely. 10 points in 9 games for Morrissey. Incredible. Game 3 was a tough one as we scored 3 goals. That was great, but it was a bit too little, a bit too late. Allowing 4 was brutal, especially allowing them to score right after we had scored our goals. So game 4 here in New York. Let's take a 3-1 series. Don't allow them to tie it 2-2, make it a best of 3. We have been the better team. Let's keep playing like the better team. UBS Arena here in, did I say USB? I don't even know what it is. It is UBS, but I forgot what I said last time. UBS Arena, first period. Penguins opening up. It's Ty Smith with his first of the postseason. I've never been so frazzled by an arena name. Shots are 11-10 for the Islanders after 20, and we finally lead after a first period consistently. I think that's all 2 out of 3 games now where we're leading after the first. Yeah, 4-0 the first game, then we were down. Yeah, okay. Something like that. Ty Smith gives us the lead. I'm getting in my head too much now. Second period, 1-1. Alex Nylander, the former Penguin, ties it up. Shots are 21-18 for New York after 40. Third period now. The Penguins winning this period means they're up 3-1. The Islanders winning this period means that it's a 2-2 series. Power play Penguins, killed off by the Islanders. Shots even at 23 at the halfway point of this third period. Could we see overtime, or do we have a late hero? Kepke on the fourth line makes it 2-1 Penguins. We're leading the shots with 5 minutes to go. Can we hang on tight? And Dmitry Orlov adds the insurance. 3-1 Penguins, and that'll be throw in an empty netter from Ryan O'Reilly. Who else? And the Penguins win 4-1, outshooting the Islanders 30-27. Mackenzie Blackwood makes 26 saves. O'Reilly with a goal and 6 hits, throwing the body around. And the Penguins win 4-1 in a nail-biter that was tied at 1. They come away with a 4-1 victory to now be up 3-1 in this series. We're only a few days away from Jake Gensel being back to full health. We're doing very well. We're back at home at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh now. All these letters, PPGP, USB, UBS. The only letter I care about is a big fat dub. Let's go out and get it here in game number 5. Let's end it right here. Don't allow them to go home. Don't do what happened in the Blue Jackets series. We have been the better team. Let's keep playing like the better team. First period, Islanders are up 2-0 after 20. Noah Dobson, then Matthew Barzal. Shots are 11-10 for the Penguins, but we're down 2-0 after 20. Let's have a big second period to make it a tight third, and we get 1 goal in the power play, thankfully. Blake Wheeler. We are outshooting the Islanders 21-17, and we're down by 1 in the third. Power play Islanders early, we kill it off. And that's back to even strength. Power play Islanders again. Killed off once more. And then Josh Morrissey ties this game at 2. The third power play for the Islanders in this period. We kill it off again. The Penguins penalty killers have been incredible this postseason. Final 5 minutes. Power play Penguins now. Do we have a winner out here? With 3 minutes to go. Final 90 seconds. And we're headed to overtime. Shots 32-28 for the Penguins. Game tied at 2 thanks to Josh Morrissey. Let's hop into overtime. Overtime here in Pittsburgh. A goal for the Penguins puts them through to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 2017. A goal for the Islanders pushes this series to 6 back in New York. Chris Letang to Sidney Crosby! That shot's blocked by Dobson. Okposo board pinned by Crosby, who wins the puck away from Okposo. Crosby gets crunched hard. O'Reilly still fighting for it, though. He gets hit, too. Bodies flying everywhere. Rust gets it now to the point. Letang, O'Reilly, over to Crosby, to Rust! No one getting a shot off, though. Morrissey, and nothing happens. Alex DeBrincat skating through now. DeBrincat has some space deep in Islanders territory. In front, one-timer. Broken. Scores! Alex DeBrincat finds it! Sorokin couldn't, but DeBrincat did! The one-timer was blocked. It drops between a sea of like 6 or 8 legs, and DeBrincat finds a way to get it in, and the Penguins are through to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 2017. Making it out of the first round for the first time in 7 years, and making it out of the second round for the first time in 8 years, as the Penguins are through. The last time they made it out of round number 2, they went on to win the 2017 Stanley Cup. The Penguins win it in overtime. Let's see this goal again. So what exactly happens here? DeBrincat puts it in front. One-timer from Blake Wheeler hits a mix of Malkin and the 2 Islanders defensemen who are blocking Sorokin here. DeBrincat comes to clean it up. Does he poke it, or does he get a shot away? Yeah, he gets a shot away, and Sorokin, with like 4 or 5 bodies in front of him, it just trickles through him, finds a way through. That is such a weird goal. That just finds his way through 5-hole. Wow. Sorokin frauded this series. Shots end 33-28, and the Penguins win Game 5 3-2. Mackenzie Blackwood, a star once again. Underrated part of this postseason run so far, and we're through to the Eastern Conference Final. So we are through. It's going to be St. Louis versus Edmonton in the Western Conference Final. In the East, the Canadiens are fighting back. They were down 3-0. Now they're down 3-2. Let's see what happens, though. And Gensel is back. Jake Gensel will be back for the Eastern Conference Final. The thing is, the first line's been firing on all cylinders. Do we try easing him back in with a third-line role? Crosby 9 points, O'Reilly 10 points, Rust 9 points. Second line's been good as well. Wheeler picked it up as well. Koepke, Hollander, maybe Pierre Engvall gets bumped down to the fourth line. And then Fonstad comes out. Fonstad comes back out for Engvall. And then we try Gensel, Hollander, Koepke on the third line. Would that be crazy? Just to ease him back into it, maybe? He's fully healed. And his fit is... He's even on the first and second and third line. I don't think I want to change what's been working, but it will be a short leash for that first line. They have to keep delivering, or else Gensel will go back on. I will give him back his power play minutes and all that, but even strength, let's try him at third line. I'll fix up the lines myself now, and then we'll see who we're facing in the Eastern Conference Final. Tampa Bay or Montreal? All right, so I believe the Canadiens and Lightning went to 7 games. Let's see who came out on top. Who will we be facing in the Eastern Conference Final? It's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Maybe they took it in 6, actually. But the Lightning are through to take us on in the Eastern Conference Final. Yes, it was in 6 games. So they took down the Sabres in 5, then the Canadiens in 6, and here we are facing them in the 2025 Eastern Conference Final. The Lightning, of course, a team that has had a ton of success in the 2020s. In the simulation, I forget what they did last season, but I believe they were very strong as well. I'm sure that their lineup is incredible. Let's check it out. And of course, we'll recap our scoring after the second round, heading into the third round. Hagel, Point, and Kucherov on that top line. Kuch, 11 goals in 11 games. 11 goals, 18 points from Kuch. 19 points in 11 games from Braden Point. Oh my goodness, it's a good thing they have Mackenzie Blackwood in here. Wow, Max Pacioretty out here, 5 goals, 7 assists. Stamkos, Adam Henrique, Chiasson, Chiarelli, and Killorn on the third line. Gadjevich, Paul, and Stepan on the fourth line. Defense, Victor Hedman with 11 points in 11 games, and Eric Chernak. Perbix and Knizhov, former San Jose Sharks franchise mode legend. Bortuzzo and Bogosian on the third pair. Goaltending, it's 94 overall. Andrei Vasilevsky with a .913 save percentage and 2.54 goals against average. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, as we see with EA goaltenders and their overall. So actually last year, I don't think the Lightning made it. I don't see them in the postseason there, in the playoff stats. So we know what they did in the early 2020s, but in the simulation, I guess they haven't done much yet. My apologies. He's backed up by 82 overall, Capo Kakinen. Scratch, oh my goodness, and don't forget about Mikhail Sergachev. He has been injured the entire postseason, so I'm not sure if he will be back. We'll check out the injury report. Today is May 13th, and he's supposed to be back. Oh, July. Okay, so he's out for the entire postseason. Sergachev with a concussion. 90 overall, not on the blue line. That helps us out, but they still have incredible scoring, especially on that first line. Wow, Point and Kucherov just tearing it up. Meanwhile, our top players are point per game, and we're happy at that. As Josh Morrissey has 11 points in 11 games. What a pickup he has been, leading the team in points right now. And a +9 as well. Ryan O'Reilly, top line center, 10 points in 11 games. After he scored 1 point in 7 games last postseason, he has 10 in 11. Same for Chris Letang. Crosby 9, Rust 9, DeBrincat 4 goals, 8 points. Wheeler and Malkin both with 7. Nate Smith with 5. Ty Smith with 5 as well. Koepke 3, Zucker 3, Jason Zucker. It's just a meme at this point that I just keep changing up each time I say it. Dmitry Orlov, only 2 points from him. Engvall, 2 points. Fonstad, 1 assist. Now he's going to be a healthy scratch. Zadorov, a -4. P.O. Joseph, a +6 with no points. Mackenzie Blackwood has been otherworldly over here. 8-3-0 with a shutout. .936 save percentage from Blackwood and a 1.87 goals against average. If we're going to make our way through the Tampa Bay Lightning and into the Stanley Cup final, it will be because we have to rely on Mackenzie Blackwood. But we can't leave it all to him, gentlemen. We can't leave it all to him. We know that we can score. We blew up Ilya Sorokin at times. We know that we can do it. Down in the AHL, just curious about going into a final game against the Phantoms. 11 goals and 14 points in 12 games from Isaac Lundstrom. Incredible. But gentlemen, we know what to do. We just had a great series against the Islanders, against a very good goaltender. We found our way to score, and we found a way to shut down their top guys. Their top guys in Tampa are better, but we need to do the exact same thing and play the same type of hockey at PPG Paints Arena, the 51-30-1 Penguins hosting the 45-31-6 Tampa Bay Lightning. It's the first Eastern Conference Final for the Penguins since they went on to win the Stanley Cup in 2017. Game 1, Round 3. It's showtime. First period, 1-1 after 20. Nick Paul opens up the scoring as fourth line center, just 2 minutes and 13 seconds in. Then Chris Letang a couple minutes after that responds. No scoring since the 15-minute mark, since 5 minutes into the period, basically. 12-9 of the shots for the Penguins after 20, 1-1 game. Second period, 2-1 Penguins. Alex DeBrincat on the power play. Very well done. Keep in mind, Jake Gensel is back in the lineup, playing third line and second unit power play. So we'll keep an eye on how he does and how the first line does. So there's a power play goal from DeBrincat. Shots are 25-18 for the Penguins after 40. Power play. Ryan O'Reilly scores on the power play on that second unit. Gensel was out there. Very good. Power play Penguins again now. Killed off once more. Killed off this time by the Lightning. Halfway through the third period, we're up by 2 shots, 38-22. Doing a good job to shut down the scores. We got to do it for 5 more minutes. Doubling the shots almost now. Final 2 minutes in this one, and the Penguins hang on for a huge game 1 victory in round 3, winning 3-1. Shots and 42-28 in our favor. Goal per period. Mackenzie Blackwood shuts down the Lightning scorers, making 27 saves on 28 shots. Letang a goal and an assist. Ryan O'Reilly with a goal as well, and we'll take that victory. Well done, gentlemen. 3-1 victory in game number 1 to show the Lightning that we have the capabilities to shut down that top line when we have to. The AHL, we are through in the AHL. Big 1-0 shutout there. And the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins are off to the conference finals in the East as well. Very good to see. In that one game, Jake Gensel had 1 assist. Very good. -1 though, but he had 1 assist. I would assume that power play assist on the Ryan O'Reilly goal. Very good, very good. We'll keep on going. Game 2 at home. In rounds 1 and 2, we won both games at home in games 1 and 2. So let's keep up that trend. Game 2, round 3. Let's make it 3 series in a row that we take both games at home to start the series. And the Lightning are going to come out strong after only scoring 1 goal in game 1. First period, not to mention the shots, 2-2. All right. So Chiasson scores early. Pacioretty adds a power play goal. We're down 2-0. Then Hollander responds like 15 seconds later. Even strength. And Blake Wheeler on that second line. That second line wants to stay together. They have to show me why. And they do it right there. 2-2 after 20, but shots are 17-9 for the Lightning after 20 minutes. Second period now, 3-3. Kucherov makes it his 12th goal in 13 games now to give the Lightning a 3-2 lead. Then Koepke with his 4th of the postseason, the former Lightning as well, I believe, ties this game at 3 on that third line. Shots are 25-19 for the Lightning, and we're tied at 3 after 40. Koepke, what a random free agent pickup who's turned into a big piece this postseason. I love those stories. 8 minutes into the period, shots are pretty even. Halfway point now, still tied at 3. No scoring yet, no power plays, just even hockey back and forth. Shots tied at 32-33. We're pulling away a little bit now. Final couple minutes of this third period, and Adam Henrique scores late to give the Lightning the victory. Adam Henrique with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. Shots end 35-33 in our favor. But the Lightning win 4-3. Koepke with a goal and an assist. He looked good. Oh, that's a late heartbreak. We were about to head into overtime, but the Lightning win game number 2 by a score of 4-3. 1-1 series, and it will be a best of 5 here in the Eastern Conference Final. Meanwhile, in the West, 2-0 series for the Oilers as we head to Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. Let's do it. We've done well on the road. Let's keep that up. We showed great things in Game 1. Game 2, we looked good. Tough loss late. Let's not forget it. Let's use that to motivate us here tonight. First period, 1-1 after 20. Nick Paul opening up the scoring again for the Lightning. But then Sidney Crosby, come on now, the captain, tying this game up. Shots 13-11 in our favor. Second period now, 2-1 Lightning. Killorn on the power play. Rare power play goal against as we're outshooting Tampa 26-24, but we are down by 1 here in this third period. I'm looking at the top 6 to get something done. I need something to happen here before we see line changes for next game. Halfway through the third period, 1 goal on 30 shots through 50 minutes. Come on, gentlemen, I need something. Power play, Penguins. 5-on-3 opportunity, and Ryan O'Reilly scores. The power play expires, thank goodness. Not a power play goal, but as the power play expires, Ryan O'Reilly scores to push this game into overtime. Wow, we needed that. Shots end 37-29 in our favor, and Game 3 is headed to overtime. Very interesting to note that in the overalls, offense and defense between the Penguins and Lightning both tied at 92 and 90 respectively. The Lightning have 93 goaltending though, and the Penguins at 84. But Mackenzie Blackwood has been incredible, playing way above his overall. Overtime here at Amalie Arena. Game 3 overtime. Next, hold on. Sorry, I got mixed up here because I saw a delayed penalty. Penguins power play now is a charging penalty for Braden Point. What I was going to say was next player to score puts his team up 2-1 in this series here in game number 3, and Braden Point gets a charging penalty. I was confused for a second, so I wasn't sure what was happening. Is this even? Let me see. Okay, yeah, Crosby's like knee dislocated and popped backwards, so it makes sense. All right, Penguins power play early here in overtime. O'Reilly on the dot with 94 faceoffs. He loses it though. Hedman board pinned by Gensel, kicked out. Now here's Wheeler to O'Reilly. Oh, big blocker save from Vasilevsky going across the crease. Gensel as Hedman got a stick in there, and Vasilevsky hangs on. Oh, two great chances for the Penguins. Wheeler across to Gensel, second unit out. Here's Jake Gensel finding some space, poked away though. And Henrik Holland can't get it out. Morrissey, Letang on net, glove save Vasilevsky. Here comes Evgeny Malkin into Tampa territory. He gets hit, but makes the play, and to break it on the doorstep, it's Vasilevsky sprawling to make that desperation save. Letang, Morrissey can't get through traffic. Malkin again, Morrissey at the point. One-timer Letang, that goes wide. Knizhov to Killorn, who's finally going to get that out. What an opportunity for Alex DeBrincat on the doorstep. What a sprawling save from Vasilevsky to keep this game tied in overtime. Final 10 seconds of the power play here. Not too much coming for the Penguins aside from those early chances. Final 5 seconds, little push up here. Morrissey across to Gensel now. Gensel poked away from Chernak, just easily stripped of the puck. And we're back to 5-on-5 now. Pierre Engvall with all that size trying to get through. Yes, he does. Still has the puck. Lost it a couple times. Hold on now. Breakaway chance for Brandon Hagel. The game on his stick. Big pad save from Mackenzie Blackwood. And the Penguins are still alive. Kucherov. Big blocker save again. MacDog going crazy in there. Another blocker save on Kucherov from Mackenzie Blackwood. Oh my goodness, what a flurry of opportunities there. Why? Hold on, penalty coming up. I said, why am I seeing empty net here? Penalty coming up to Tampa. Oh, wow, Crosby's on there as for attacker. Now Tampa touches the puck. Woo, wow. Holding penalty coming up to Steven Stamkos after huge saves from Mackenzie Blackwood. And now we're on to the power play. Hopefully that will shift momentum. With Ryan O'Reilly on the dot, his 94 faceoffs. We're 0 for 6 on the power play tonight with 9 shots. O'Reilly loses the draw, though. Orlov up to the Brinket. All right, minute to go in the power play. First sign of anything. Crosby breaking through the D, but Vasilevsky there to make the save. 57 seconds to go on this power play. O'Reilly finally wins a draw to Wheeler. Morrissey at the point. Letang, Morrissey, Gensel cycling to the point. Letang, Wheeler, shoot that big boy. Morrissey with the lane. Blocked in front. Wheeler with a great chance, and Vasilevsky once again there to make the save. Here's Gensel coming away with it off the faceoff. Gensel skating to a sea of people. Hold on. O'Reilly with a chance. He's not alone, but he decides to try and whiff on a shot, and Bogosian easily gets that away. Lightning cleared out, and that's a power play opportunity wasted, unfortunately, with very little coming from it. Nate Smith, just a one-man army in front of Jason Zucker, scores! Nate Smith, the one-man army, sets up Jason Zucker on the doorstep. A little backhand forehand, and Andrei Vasilevsky is absolutely bamboozled. The Penguins win Game 3 in overtime to go up 2-1 in this Eastern Conference Final. Wow. Nate Smith, that fourth line getting it done. Jason Zucker receiving the pass, a little move in tight, blocker side on Vasilevsky, and the Penguins win it. Nate Smith, the one-man wrecking ball. What an animal. Another random free agent pickup. Love those stories. Shots end 42-33, and the Penguins win it in overtime. So a huge OT victory to put the Penguins up 2-1 in this series, winning in Tampa Bay. They're not going to like that. We allow 2, but we only score 3. I'd be much more comfortable if we get 4 or 5. But when it's Vasilevsky versus Blackwood, one of the best goaltending matchups it's looking like in recent postseason history, we're going to have to take what we can get. Scrappy 2-1, 3-2 wins. That's what last game was. Let's see what Game 4 has in store at Amalie Arena. Can we take a 3-1 series lead back to Pittsburgh, or will this series be tied at 2 for a best of 3? First period, 1-0 Tampa early. It's Anthony Cirelli, and yes, Cirelli, not Cirelli. Anthony Cirelli scoring to make it 1-0 Tampa. Shots 13-6. We're more than doubling the Lightning shots after 20. We're down 1. Second period, power play didn't come to anything, and after 40 minutes, we're still down by 1. Now the shots still almost double in our favor, 19-10. The Lightning only 10 shots in 40 minutes. We have only 19, though. Defensive masterclass, a lot of neutral zone clashes, I would think, and it's 1-0 Tampa after 40. We have nothing after 40 minutes, and Derek Stepan on that fourth line makes it 2-0 Tampa. The bottom 6 coming through for the Lightning. 2 goals on 13 shots, make it 3 on 14 as Cirelli gets his second of the night. Hold on, Ryan O'Reilly on the power play gives us some life, though. Then Cirelli with a hat trick. Is he happy I said his name right? Does he think I'm saying his name wrong? Wow, and we fall apart here in game number 4, allowing 4 goals in the third period as we lose 5-1. Anthony Cirelli with a hat trick. 30 saves on 31 shots to Vasilevsky. We got the offense in terms of we were putting opportunities on net, pucks on net. But wow, not only did we not break through Vasilevsky, they broke through, look at this. They broke through Blackwood. Brian Rust, mild concussion. No, just a concussion, excuse me. He's out until June 18th. Say goodbye to Brian Rust for the entire postseason. Wow. So that means Jake Gensel is going to make it to the top line, but that hurts. An 84 overall out of the lineup. Brian Rust is done for the postseason. He ends the postseason with 2 goals and 8 assists. He had 10 points in 15 games. He was a +9. He was good. He was doing very well. Fonstad will return to the lineup. Gensel will go back to the top line. He'll play with Crosby and O'Reilly. He's a left shot. I'll keep on the right side. It gives him a +2. On that third line, let's see. Zucker, 3 goals, -3. But you know what? Nate Smith's been very good. 1 goal, 5 assists. Engvall, -5. Zucker, but I don't want to put all negatives. Nate Smith balances that line quite well. So I think we will go Jason Zucker on the third line. Zucker, Hollander, Kepke on that third line. Then we'll go Engvall, Smith, Fonstad on the fourth line. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and make some substitutes here, and then we'll keep on simulating. So Fonstad replaces Rust. I don't think Rust actually played anywhere else except the first line. Yeah, that's what we were doing because of Wheeler coming in and taking a lot of those spots at the trade deadline. So Fonstad literally only replacing Rust for even strength lines, and he'll play fourth line with Smith and Engvall. Crosby, O'Reilly, Gensel will be our first line. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but he was very good. The Edmonton Oilers are through to the 2025 Stanley Cup final as they sweep the St. Louis Blues. But a tough 5-1 loss there to humble ourselves a little bit. We are taking losses left and right in the AHL as well. All right, at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, now for game number 5. The winner of this game will be up 3-2 and 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. We're at home. We want to win it, and we're going to leave everything out on the ice. After allowing 5 last game, we got to be clinical with our opportunities, gentlemen. Let's go. First period, 1-1 after 20. Killorn opens it up in the first. Hold on. Woo, 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 woo. I didn't say to continue. Woo, 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 woo. In the first period, Killorn opens it up 44 seconds in. Then Chris Letang late in the first on the power play ties it at 1. Shots almost tripled, for more than doubled by the Lightning. 15-6 after 20. Second period now. 3-1 Penguins. That's what we want to see. Dimitrov with his second of the postseason. Pierre Engvall with his first, I believe, down on that fourth line. 3-1 Penguins after 40. Shots are 23-16 for the Lightning, but we are up by 2 and 20 minutes away from being 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. Third period, 5 minutes in. Lightning still leading in shots, but we're coming back here. Power play Tampa, 5-on-3 power play for the Lightning. Huge kill right here, extended one. Wow! Huge kill, extended 5-on-4 and 5-on-3. We maintain the 2-goal lead, and we'll come away with the 3-1 victory. Shots end 33-28. After allowing 5 goals last game, Mackenzie Blackwood shuts the door, makes 32 saves, and we win. Orlov a goal, Crosby 2 assists. Huge, huge win for the Penguins, who are now just one win away from the Stanley Cup final. Wow. In Tampa Bay at Amalie Arena to do it. Take a second to breathe. 16 points in 16 games from Chris Letang. Great performance from Mackenzie Blackwood. Gentlemen, many of you have never been there before, but the core, you've been here before. Lead this group. Bring it down a second. Lead this group in the year 2025. 20 years, 19 seasons after being drafted, Sidney Crosby, the captain of this team, to go to his 5th Stanley Cup final with 3 Stanley Cup rings on his fingers. Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, other veterans out here, Ryan O'Reilly, Blake Wheeler. Let's go. 2025 to make it back to the Stanley Cup final for the first time in 8 years. Amalie Arena, Game 6 to close it out in the Eastern Conference final. First period, 1-0 Lightning early. It's Braden Point. Oh no. Blomqvist is in. Mackenzie Blackwood getting injured early. Oh no, I hope it's just something for that one game. Please tell me he started. Please tell me he didn't start the game, but I bet he did. Oh no. Let me see here. Yeah, Blackwood only played the first 2 minutes. We'll keep note of that after the game. 1-0 Lightning after 20. Blomqvist, the rookie, in his first postseason appearance. We're looking at you, buddy. Second period, 4-0. Yeah. Yeah. 4-0 Lightning. Oh, my. Can we do anything for the kid? Can we get something on net here? Can we do it for the kid out there? No. Take penalties. That's it. Hold on. Power play late. No. And we're going to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final. Mackenzie Blackwood, please tell me he was just out for this game and it's nothing serious. 29 save shutout for Andrei Vasilevsky. Point with 2 goals and an assist. The offense took advantage. Tampa Bay pounced on that. Please tell me. Please. Please. Okay. Thank goodness. Mackenzie Blackwood will start Game 7 in Pittsburgh. Jagger injured down in the AHL. Best lines in the AHL at this point. No problem. What's up in the AHL? Down 3 games to 2. 19 points from Isaac Lundstrom. All right. Game 7. Blackwood is back. Thank goodness we needed him in there. But I don't like what I saw, gentlemen. Yeah, whatever. The rookie allows 4, but we got nothing in that game. We scored zilch. Nada. We had nothing in that game. Crosby, buddy. Keep it up. O'Reilly, you've been good. Gensel, he's come back. He's been all right. DeBrincat, Malkin, I need more from you. Gino, I need more. Wheeler, I need more. Kepke, Hollander, I need more. Zucker, I need more. Engvall, I need some more. Defense, how we doing here? How we doing? 4 goals, 8 assists, plus 7. Great. Letang, incredible. Orlov, 4 points, -2. Zadorov, no points, -5. Ty Smith is swapping with Nikita Zadorov. The one Game 7 move we're making. Blackwood and his .929 save percentage. Starting for Game 7 of the 2025 Eastern Conference Final at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. It all comes down to this. One game to decide, are we going home or are we pushing our way through to another Stanley Cup Final, the first in the GM Data era. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 7. Controller is down. We're watching it all the way through. First period power play. Penguins, it's Gino Malkin answering the call. Evgeny Malkin puts us up 1-0 early. Very big power play goal. I got to take a close look at the special teams after this game, win or not. Oh, wow. Gino Malkin putting us up 1-0, that first unit coming through. And Ryan O'Reilly, his 8th goal of the postseason, leading that first line. We're up 2-0 after 20. Shots are 12-9 for the Lightning, but we're up 2-0 after 20. Heading into the second period, up 2-0. Only that one power play. So hold on, power play Lightning. I spoke too soon. Power play Lightning is killed off by the Penguins. 4-on-3 now for Lightning. 5-on-3 for the Lightning. We kill all of those off. We're back to even strength. Shots are 25-14. And Nate Smith, he's delivering on the fourth line. His second goal of the postseason is a big one. We are up 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. Shots are 26-18 for the Lightning, and we're up 3-0 headed into this third and final period of the Eastern Conference Final. Hang on for 20 minutes, and we're off to the Stanley Cup Final to face the Edmonton Oilers. Come on now, 12 minutes to go. Shots are 31-23 for the Lightning. Final 9 minutes. We're into the last half of this third period. Power play Lightning late. It's killed off by the Penguins. Let's hop in. Lockdown defense, yes. The story of this postseason so far has been Mackenzie Blackwood. Last game, with a chance to close it out, he gets injured. Blomqvist allows 4, we lose 4-0. He comes back fully healthy in game number 7. Hold on, here's a chance there. Vasilevsky hangs on to that one. 44.6 seconds to go. Look at all those point scores for Tampa Bay. We shut them down. Mackenzie Blackwood shuts them down. He comes in here in game 7, and he is on the verge of doing a you-know-what. Crosby, Gensel, in front, and they're looking for a fourth one. 35 seconds to go. Kucherov, big save, rebound Hagel. Hold on, here's Hedman in front to Kucherov. Nice pad save there from Blackwood, trying to maintain the you-know-what. Here's Ryan O'Reilly. I typically, in the real world, I'm not afraid of saying that. But in EA Voodoo Land, I'm not taking a risk. Hagel stopped, rebound, cleared out. Very good. Final 5 seconds. Get it out of there. And your Pittsburgh Penguins, with a 3-0 shutout from Mackenzie Blackwood, are off to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in 8 years, for the 5th time in the Crosby, Letang, Malkin era. The Penguins are off to the Stanley Cup Final, led by Mackenzie Blackwood. A Game 7 shutout from Blackwood. Incredible scenes here at PPG Paints Arena. Incredible. Oh, while Crosby and Hedman shaking hands here, the grizzled veterans. Does Crosby touch the Prince of Wales trophy? Blackwood and Vasilevsky shaking hands there. Bill Daly, don't get that out of here, Bill. Get that out of here. Crosby shaking hands with Big Bill Daly, and he will not touch the Prince of Wales trophy as the Penguins are through to the Stanley Cup Final. A 38-save shutout, not just a shutout, a 38-save shutout from Mackenzie Blackwood in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get more clutch than that. 18 points in 18 games for Chris Letang. He has been incredible. But now we're off to the Stanley Cup Final to face a very good Edmonton Oilers team. If we shut down Point and Kucherov, we got to shut down McDavid and Draisaitl. Letang, 18 points in 18 games from the 38-year-old. Crosby, 37, 16 and 18 for him. Ryan O'Reilly leading the team in goals. 8 goals and 14 points in 18 games for the guy who scored like 38 points on the season. Josh Morrissey, 13 points. Only had a couple this series. DeBrincat, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Malkin, 10 points with 2 game winners out of his 3 goals. Brian Rust, who's out now. Blake Wheeler, 9 points in 18 games. Nate Smith, 8 points in 18 games. Crazy pickup here from free agency last year. Kepke, 5 points. Smith, 5 points. Good change to put him on the second pair. Jason Zucker. Hollander, 4 points. Orlov, 4 points. Gensel, 4 points in 7 games. Engvall, 3. Fonstad, 1. Zadorov, a -4. I believe he was a +1 last game then. And P.O. Joseph, a +4. Goaltending, Mackenzie Blackwood, 12-5-0 with 2 shutouts, a .934 save percentage through 18 games, and a 2.01 goals against average. Definitely the Conn Smythe frontrunner for the Penguins right now. I believe McDavid, the Conn Smythe frontrunner for the Oilers right now. Let's go ahead and check out the Oilers lineup. It is going to be a scary one. Oh my. Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman on that first line. Draisaitl, 96 overall, 23 points in 14 games. McDavid, 98 overall, 15 goals and 26 points in 14 games. Wow, over goal per game. Zach Hyman, 17 points in 14 games. Dylan Holloway, 14 points. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 21 points. Evander Kane, 12 goals in 14 games. Third line, Raphael Lavoie, Tommy Novak, and Ryan McLeod. So the bottom 6 is where they have a bit more struggle, I suppose. Mason Shaw, Tyler Johnson, and Dylan Gambrell on the fourth line. Defense, Darnell Nurse, 6 points from him. Evan Bouchard, 6 points from him on the top pair. Forbort and Ceci on the second pair. Broberg and Benning on the third pair. Goaltending, it's Stuart Skinner starting for the Oilers. He had a .907 save percentage in the regular season, and he has a .914 save percentage in the postseason. To be 12-1-1 and have numbers that are good but not crazy good, that gives me a bit of hope. 2.51 goals against average as well, and Jack Campbell backing him up. Scratches, Ekholm, Niemelainen, and Brett Kulak. So the defensive depth is there for the Oilers, but it is definitely a top-heavy team overall-wise. Draisaitl, McDavid, Evander Kane, the entire top six is lethal. We shut down the Lightning first line. Now we have to shut down the Oilers top six. It's not going to be easy, but Mackenzie Blackwood, I am counting on you. All of Pittsburgh is counting on you, Mackenzie Blackwood. And the scorers, they have to come through to support him. The 2025 Stanley Cup final. The Oilers only lost 2 games to get here so far, sweeping, I would think, a couple of series. They beat the Kings in 6. They lost 2 games to the Kings and haven't lost since then, sweeping round 2 and sweeping round 3. Now in the Stanley Cup final. I'm not sure what their history is in game, but if they didn't make it to the Stanley Cup final last year, then it would be the first time since the 1990? Did they win the Cup in 1990? So the Oilers have a reason to win. We definitely have a reason to win, wanting to squeeze as much out of this group as possible. GM Data and his team was brought in here to squeeze as much out of this group as possible and not mortgage the future. I think our future looks good, but this core right now, right here, right now, as they are regressing, this could be our last chance with some of these members. 2025 Stanley Cup final starts now at Rogers Place. The Oilers, with no more points, they get home ice advantage. So we are not at home to start for the first time this postseason. Oilers, Penguins, 2025 Stanley Cup final. Game 1 starts now. First period. Oh my. Connor McDavid, 17 goals in 15 games now as he scores twice on the first shot of the night as well. Gambrell and Nugent-Hopkins add some more. Blomqvist in as Blackwood got pulled. Let him rest. Let him rest. Wow. Down 4-0 in the first period. Second period, 5-1. McDavid hat-trick. McDavid had a hat-trick after 21 minutes and 9 seconds. Is that not ridiculous? McDavid was the reason we lost. I forget, was it in our Sharks franchise mode? It was one postseason where it was only McDavid scoring. Literally only him, and we lost. O'Reilly scoring his 9th goal, the lone one for us. We're down by 4 here in the third period. Do we have a comeback to surmount? We have quite the deficit to surmount. Do we have any efforts to be mounted here? Doesn't look like it. Game ends 5-1 the final. Shots 37-34. And we lose 5-1 as Stuart Skinner makes 33 saves and Connor McDavid scores a hat-trick in 19 minutes. Wow. Wow. So, how are we going to shut down that first line? What are we going to do? Ryan O'Reilly's already out there. Our top 2 D are already out there on the first pair as well. I'm not sure what we're going to do here. Do we just say, okay, we call it a learning experience and we try to learn from here? Third line, -6 from Hollander. You're killing me, Hollander. You know what? Hollander and Smith, you're swapping spots. Gives a +2 to the third line. Smith and Hollander are swapping spots. 7, 8, -2, +1, +3, -5. And of course, Blackwood starting next game. Small little change there, and I'm going to hope that we learned our lesson as the Oilers were at home and McDavid was hungry for his first cup. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup final. Let's do it. After a tough 5-1 loss, let's tie it and make it a best of 5. We learned our lesson. Now let's adapt. First period, the Penguins score early. Alex DeBrincat 50 seconds in. That's amazing. Then Connor McDavid with his 4th goal in 2 games ties this game at 1. Second period now, 2-1 Alex DeBrincat with his second of the night, and now we're cooking. Now we're in business. Shots are 24-18 in our favor after 40 minutes, and we're up 2-1, but we need, I stress this, we need to add more. Up by 1, 5 minutes into this third period. I am very afraid right now. We need more power play. Edmonton, you can't let those happen. Big penalty kill right there. 5 minutes to go, still only up by 1. We need another late, and then Jake Gensel gets it. It's his first of the postseason. Thank you, the insurance marker. Shots end 35-33, and the Penguins win 3-1. It's a 1-1 series. Blackwood, after getting pulled last game, comes back and makes 32 saves. DeBrincat scores 2 goals, and we win 3-1 the final, including the game winner for DeBrincat. 1-1 series, and we now have a best of 5 on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. Whew, that 5-1 loss scared me. Oh, we're not out of the woods yet. It is now a 1-3. Best 3 out of 5, and we bring it back to Pittsburgh. After splitting those games on the road, we've done very well at home. Let's continue our at-home dominance. Game 3 of the Cup final. We gotta not make sure that we're not getting scored on early here. We gotta come out with the better momentum. We gotta have the better momentum early on. First period, 1-0 Penguins. Ryan O'Reilly on the power play. That's exactly what I asked for, and that's what we get. Ryan O'Reilly with his 10th goal of the postseason. What an incredible story he has been. Kudos to Pat for the line suggestion. And we're up 1-0 after 20 minutes. Power play Oilers. Extended power play for the Oilers. And Evander Kane scores his 13th goal of the postseason. Second period ends 1-1. Shots are 21-19 for the Oilers. And we're tied at 1 after 40 minutes. Third period power play Oilers early in the third. We kill that off. We need something. Power play. It's Nugent Hopkins. It's not a shorthanded goal, though. That's odd. I guess it was between power plays. Nugent Hopkins scores to make it 2-1 Oilers when we had power plays coming our way. Final 5 minutes. Top 6. Power play Penguins late. It's killed off. And the Oilers win 2-1. Shots end 31-28, but Edmonton wins with Nugent Hopkins game winner. Blackwood makes 29 saves. Oh, man. But we drop game 3 at home. Losing team in all 3 games has only scored 1 goal. Boy, that's too bad. We're still very much in it, but now down 2-1. I just gotta take a second to look at this. What is Connor McDavid doing right now? Like, we know how good he is in the real world, and I wouldn't be shocked if these were numbers that he would put up in reality. But in EA land, where the guy is lucky to get like 80 points a year, is this not ludicrous? 19 goals and 30 points in 17 games. In the regular season, he scored 97 points. The year before, 94. 36 goals in 82 games. Now he has 19 in 17. Like, again, I understand that these numbers aren't far from reality, but they are very far from EA land, and he has been breaking the entire model of simulation here. So we got to find a way to shut him down. We got to come back strong here after a tight 2-1 loss at home for game number 3. It's game 4. Let's tie this series at 2 and now make it a best of 3. Don't allow ourselves to get in the position that we put other teams in previous series and be down 3-1. Showtime! McDavid scores on the first shot of the night again. Not only does he score every night, he scores on the first shot in the first period. McDavid scores 21 seconds in. Malkin scores on the power play to tie it up, and then Draisaitl gives the Oilers a 2-1 lead, doubling our shots by a bit more, even 13-6. Second period now 2-2. Ty Smith with 40 seconds left in the second period. That is a huge momentum goal. Huge momentum shifter at home. Shots are doubled for the Oilers, 24-12, but we're tied at 2 headed into the third and final period here in Pittsburgh for game 3, and Jason Zucker scores 59 seconds in, and Connor McDavid ties it right back up 8 seconds later. Ridiculous. Power play goal from Blake Wheeler. All right, 4-3 Penguins. We're back on top before McDavid gets his hat-trick goal. And there it is. I called it. 4-4. McDavid has a hat-trick. Final 3 minutes. And Blake Wheeler, it's his second. McDavid with his 4th a few seconds later. Right? No, we hang on for the victory. Wow, the veteran Blake Wheeler, the deadline pickup, scores 2 third-period goals, including the game winner. And the Penguins tie this series at 2, despite being outshot 36-26. The Penguins win 5-4 with 3 third-period goals. McDavid 3 goals and an assist. What does he have now? 22 goals in 18 games? But Blake Wheeler, 2 goals, including the game winner. and the Penguins win 5-4 at home. Wow, it is a 2-2 series headed into Game 5 back in Edmonton. We have ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen. I have nothing else to say. I really want to see what happens here in Game 5. I'm on the edge of my seat. I hope you are as well. Let's do it. Game 5 in Edmonton. Not stopping for a sip, not stopping for a breath. Let's go. First period, 3-2 Penguins! Evgeny Malkin on the power play. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins short-handed. Then Crosby even strength. Nugent-Hopkins power play goal. And Letang even strength. Malkin, Crosby, Letang, the veterans, score 3 goals on 8 shots in this period, while Nugent-Hopkins gets a shorthanded goal and a power play goal. Shots are 14-8 for the Oilers, but we're up 3-2 after 20. Here in Edmonton, second period 3-3, Cody Ceci ties it up. No goals from McDavid yet, so incoming 3 goals in this third period. Shots are 24-15 for Edmonton, but we are tied at 3. The winner of this next period will be 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. This is a huge third period, biggest period of the series so far, of the entire postseason so far, potentially. Power play Penguins here, and it's a shorthanded goal from Tyler Johnson! The second shorthanded goal that we give up tonight. Oh, that's ridiculous. 5 minutes to go, power play Edmonton, of course, waste our time. Final 3 minutes, hold on! Power play Penguins late! It's killed off. Shots end 31-25, and the Penguins lose as the Oilers take it 4-3. Nuge with 2 goals. McDavid 3 assists, of course. And Crosby a goal and 2 assists, but not enough. Oh, no. Headed back to Pittsburgh in Game 6. We are down 3-2. We need to win these next 2 games. We got to win this one to push it back to push it to Game 7 and then win it there. The Oilers just need 1 win. After they've won 3 out of 5, we need to win the next 2 in a row to win 4 out of 7. Gentlemen, it all comes down to this. I don't think there's any changes to make. This lineup has been the lineup. It's been good. It's been good. Crosby, 20 points. O'Reilly, 18 points. Gensel, 7 points in 12 games. Not incredible. I need more goals from him, but he's been all right. DeBrincat, I would need more from DeBrincat probably, but I don't think it's time to change up the lines. Kapke with 6, Smith with 9, Jason Zucker 5 points, then that fourth line, excuse me. Fonstad 1 assist in 19 games. Defense, how are we looking here? +4, +6, 0, +4, +3, -5. And goaltending, of course, Mackenzie Blackwood, .927 save percentage through 23 games. Gentlemen, this is our team. This is our team. This is the team that got 51 wins. This is a team that fought all the way to this point, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. I leave it in your capable hands, gentlemen. June the 7th, 2025. The veterans came through in Game 5. We need them to do it again in Game 6 and push this to 7 in front of the home fans at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Controller down. Then Draisaitl scores on the first shot of the night. 1-0 Oilers early. Man, that top line is just undestructible. Forget it! Forget it! I'm getting Malkin scores on the power play! I was about to hype up that first line, but I'm not going to start hyping them up yet as if they've beaten us. 1-1 as we're halfway through this first period. Geno Malkin, the veteran, getting that power play goal, tying this game on 1. We're doubling the shots right now. The Oilers had a strong push there at the end of the period, but we're still out shooting Edmonton 13-8 after 20 minutes. I was getting ready to get into that mode, but not yet. Evgeny Malkin ties it at 1. Second period action. Now, the Oilers love coming out fast at the start of a period. If we can hold them down, of course, Tyler Johnson scores in the first 3 minutes. But then Alex DeBrincat, the 2 former Blackhawks scoring here in the second period. DeBrincat ties the game at 2, but then Tommy Novak on the power play and Draisaitl his second. And his third, 30 seconds later, 5 goals and 18 shots, but Blake Wheeler brings us back within 2. Draisaitl has a hat trick within the first half of the game. Power play Oilers killed off. We're down by 2. Hold on, Sidney Crosby gets us back in this game. Okay, what a wild second period. Johnson makes it 2-1. DeBrincat ties it at 2. The Oilers score 3 goals in 48 seconds. 3 goals in 48 seconds. But then Blake Wheeler and Sidney Crosby score 2 to end the period. Shots are 24-20 for the Penguins, and we are down by 1 here in the third period of Game 6. We need someone to tie it up early, and we got to have a huge push here in this third period. We are not done yet. Power play Oilers, we kill that off. Stay out of the box, boys. Come on now. Out of the box, pucks in the net, let's go. Final 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, we're going to hop in here. And I said we're going to hop in at 5. And right at 5, Tommy Novak scores his second of the game and of the series. And we're down by 2 with 5 minutes to go. Oh, that one really hurts. But still, 5:54 to go in this third period. And we are down by 2, and we're not out of it yet. Morrissey, he has space. On net, Morrissey, big save. Crosby behind the net, tries a short angle shot. That's stopped by Skinner. Gensel, O'Reilly, down to Gensel, in front, Crosby right there, scores! Sidney Crosby, we're back in business! Crosby, his second of the night. A wild scramble down low, and the Penguins have life. Okay, 6-5 Oilers. Scramble down low, off the toe. Crosby gets the rebound, his second of the night, and the Penguins are back within 1 with an early goal as we hop into it. McDavid with 39 points, ridiculous. Wow. But we now have 5.5 minutes to score another goal to tie this game up. Orlov still at the blue line with Ty Smith, down to Wheeler. Wheeler to the brink, hit, stopped by, get another chance, saved once more. And oh, come on! Wheeler taking a tripping penalty, come on, we don't have time for that. These poke check trips. Oh, come on. Defensive zone draw. We got to kill a 2-minute power play. And assuming we don't score shorthanded, that would leave us with 3 minutes to score. The Oilers are 1 for 3 in the power play tonight. We have 5 minutes to go in this third period. Evander Kane. Cross to Novak. One-timer. Mackenzie Blackwood with a glove out of nowhere. Sending Evander Kane to the Shadow Realm with that glove save. Oh my goodness. Across the crease. I thought that was in for sure. What a save from Mackenzie Blackwood to keep the Penguins within 1. McDavid walking in, good stick there from Morrissey. Nice little poke check. That gets us, allows the Penguins to exit their own territory with under 10 seconds to go in the Oilers power play. Hollander's going to dump that in. Malkin going after it. Evan Bouchard gets up to McDavid. Now Evander Kane. Now out of the box. Hold on, McDavid. What a move! Coming in with, I don't know who that was, Novak. But it's stopped by Blackwood. He'll hang on. Wow, what a sequence that was. We're back to even strength. Let's bring out the third line. We're back to even strength with 3:02 to go in the third period. Wheeler out of the box, and we are still down by 1, but not out of it yet. Face off. Hold on. Here's DeBrincat. 2 minutes to go. Nice move. Blake Wheeler to Evgeny Malkin. What kind of a shot is that? Malkin to the point. It's Morrissey. Letang. Oh, point blank glove save from Skinner. Morrissey. Letang. Let's pull the goalie now. Morrissey. Malkin. That's blocked. Ceci coming back the other way. Hold on. Get back in there. Get back in there. Hold on. It's such a delicate game with the goalie getting pulled. Minute 38 to go. Hold on. DeBrincat. Oh, stopped by Skinner. And he'll hang on for that face-off we were waiting for. Let's take a timeout here. All right. Goalie pulled. Timeout taken. First line is going out. Alex DeBrincat as the extra forward. Aggressive face-off. It's going to be O'Reilly, Gensel, Crosby, DeBrincat, Morrissey, and Letang as the cup is getting ready to be presented to the Oilers if we cannot score a goal to tie this thing up in the next, I don't know how much time is left. First line out for the Oilers as well. It's 2 minutes and something left here. No, sorry, a minute 34 to go. It all comes down to this offensive zone draw for Ryan O'Reilly on the dot against Connor McDavid. O'Reilly wins it back to Morrissey. Big save, rebound. Oh, what a kick save and what an opportunity. Letang to the point, hits his own man. A scramble in front. Oh my goodness, and that'll be another face-off as Stuart Skinner hangs on to it. Wow, what an opportunity. Oh my goodness, what a scramble. What a scramble. Offensive zone draw again. O'Reilly versus McDavid. O'Reilly wins it back once more to Morrissey. Crosby with a lane. Doesn't do anything. Stick lift on Draisaitl. Deep into his own zone. Off the boards to McDavid. McDavid board pinned by O'Reilly. Kicks it out of the zone. No one fighting with any urgency. Letang. Gensel. Minute 10 to go. Yeah, skate back to your own zone. Good idea. Crosby. DeBrincat entering Edmonton territory. DeBrincat. Crosby glove saves Skinner on the one-timer. Oh my goodness. Offensive zone draw again. Skinner making miracles. O'Reilly again against McDavid. Wins the third face-off. Gensel. Crosby. Gensel! Oh, stopped in tight. Just in front of the net. Here's Morrissey. Gets hit by somebody in Draisaitl. Hold on. He misses the net. We're not done yet. 50 seconds to go. Chris Letang up to Jake Gensel. Keeping that first line out. Gensel doesn't have any passion inside of him, but thankfully the Oilers go offside. I'm going to go ahead and put the second line out. And then the extra attacker, I think, becomes Crosby with, oh no, did they replace the goalie automatically? That's true, eh? Hold on. Okay, Oilers win the face-off. Yeah, good idea then. Can we reestablish something? Nugent Hopkins, Wheeler. Okay, get into the territory, then we can pull the goalie again. All right, here we go. Pull goalie done. Wheeler behind the net, DeBrincat. To the point now it's Orlov. Orlov with Malkin, loses the possession, can't even control the puck. DeBrincat, Letang, Malkin in front. Oh, wow! Nugent Hopkins saves it. Wheeler was on the doorstep, and Nugent Hopkins saves it. Wow. You know what? I'm going back to first line, actually. Despite the low energy, I'm going back to the first line. Wow. Blake Wheeler had it on the doorstep. 21.3 seconds to go. We need a goal to tie it. O'Reilly wins the faceoff again. Letang. Crosby! Big save rebound. Gensel was in there, but Nurse pokes it away. Holloway. Hold on. O'Reilly still in there. In front. Slash! But DeBrincat could have had it. Power play coming up. Gensel hits off a leg. Is there going to be enough time left? And we'll have a 4.6 6-on-4. A 4.6 second 6-on-4 power play. As Evander Kane slash DeBrincat. Worth it for sure. Of course, the AI needs to just stop everything and shake the wrist to show that he's been slashed. Of course, don't fight for it. 4.6 seconds for a 6-on-4 power play. Sidney Crosby wins the draw. DeBrincat, one-timer. Malkin stopped by Skinner. The set play is done perfectly. But Skinner makes the save with 1.5 seconds to go. And that will likely be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. With 1.4 seconds to go. Final push. The Edmonton Oilers are your 2025 Stanley Cup champions as the Penguins lose in 6 games. What a run with this core. Doing what we said we would do. But falling just short. As Connor McDavid carries his team to the Stanley Cup. Conn Smythe, of course, goes to McDavid. I don't know why it says 1 goal, 8 assists. McDavid with like 40 points this postseason. More than goal per game through the entire postseason. They only lost 4 games the entire playoffs, and 2 of them came against us. So we did what we could. We did well. But I guess our scoring depth wasn't there. And just, I don't even know if, I wouldn't even say it was any fault of our own. Just Connor McDavid being otherworldly. That's all it was. I'll give it to him. We'll see him raise his cup in Pittsburgh. McDavid and the Oilers, Stanley Cup champions. Shots also ended 46-26, and we lose 6-5. Oh, what a run, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Sidney Crosby leading the way. 23 points in 24 games from the 37-year-old captain, now down to an 86 overall. Letang, 22 points. Ryan O'Reilly playing first-line center, 10 goals and 19 points from him. Evgeny Malkin, 18 points from the 38-year-old, now an 85 overall. Alex DeBrincat had 17 points in 24 games. Josh Morrissey had 16 points. Blake Wheeler, the deadline pickup, 7 goals and 13 points in 24 games. Rust, being injured, didn't help, 10 points in 15 games. Nate Smith, 9 points. He was up there. Jake Gensel, 9 points in 13 games, -4. Was not incredible. Orlov picked it up, 8 points. Kepke, 6. Ty Smith, 6. Zucker, 4 goals. Hollander, 4 points, -6. Did not impress me. Philip Hollander did not impress me. Engvall, 1 goal, 3 points. Fonstad, 1 assist in 20 games. Zadorov, a -5 through 25 games. Mackenzie Blackwood, in the last game, the numbers were not pretty. 6 goals on 26 shots. But he ends the postseason 14-8-0 with 2 shutouts a 921 save percentage, and 2.46 goals against average. He would have been my Conn Smythe winner had the Penguins won it all. We gotta check the Connor McDavid numbers. Connor McDavid, 22 goals and 39 points in 20 games. Draisaitl, 34 in 20. Nuge, 25 in 20. Hyman, 24 in 20. We held Evander Kane to just 1 goal in 6 games. But McDavid could not be stopped. We broke through Stuart Skinner as well. His numbers weren't that good. 911 save percentage, 2.68 goals against, but a 16-3-1 record for Stuart Skinner. And by the way, I had totally forgotten that I wanted to check out the special team ranking in the postseason because we were going wild when it came to the penalty kill especially. So if we sort by, here are the Penguins, goals for per game, we had 2.88 versus the Oilers 4.2, but we allowed 2.46 while the Oilers were allowing 2.85. Their offense, namely Connor McDavid, was just out of this world. Their power play at 34.9%. Our power play wasn't crazy, but 22.1% was good. They were scoring more than a third of their opportunities. The penalty kill, however, let's check this out, 86.8%, the best among the teams that played more than one round. But of course, the Oilers close behind us in second, but nothing to sneeze at. We had a great penalty kill. It got roughed up a little bit at times, but 86.8%, very, very well done. We were 9-4 at home, 5-6 on the road in this postseason. Cool to look at some of those stats that we don't always look at the end of a postseason. So we lose in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final here in year number 2. A great trajectory. Year 1, Game 7 of Round 1. Year 2, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. You would think we're on the up and up. But, it's good that we got young-ish pieces on the team to bring Kit, Morrissey. But the core continues to get older and continues to drop in overall. We may have to think about redistributing some money next season. If we want to bring in young players who can be, let's say we want a new first-line center for Crosby to be second-line center, we got to clear up money. We got to clear up big money. Do we keep Ryan O'Reilly at 8.75 after this postseason? Brian Rust at 5.125? Orlov at 6.65? Hard to say. Really hard to say. There will be a lot to think about this offseason, but first and foremost, let's sim our way to the draft, and we'll go ahead and check out the awards. Dallas Stars fire their head coach. Edmonton Oilers win the Cup. Syracuse Crunch win the Calder Cup. Salary cap up to $95.94 million. We'll see the retirements as well. Draft lottery, the order stays the same. Detroit, Nashville, Philadelphia. We have 2 first-round picks in this draft, so we know how good those top 5 created players are in this 2025 draft class. Retired players after 2025. Patrice Bergeron calling it a career. Eric Stahl at the age of 40. Corey Perry, 40 as well. Jeff Carter, former Penguin. Louis Eriksson, Milan Lucic, and many other miscellaneous players down the list there. Mark Stahl retiring with us. Yeah. Goaltenders who retire in 2025. We see Carey Price at 37 years of age at a 69 overall. Corey Schneider, Thomas Greiss. No crazy huge names, but Patrice Bergeron, definitely a big one. Any coaches retiring here in Pittsburgh? Thankfully not. Martinez, Hagelin, Stahl. We could get Mark Stahl as a scout maybe. All as scouts. We don't need to do draft interviews. We know everything we want to know about the draft class. And here we are. Let's check out the awards for 2024-25, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. Last year was the Predators. Year before that was the Devils. But in real world, we would go and say it's Vegas Golden Knights. President's Trophy winners, also the Oilers. They win the Cup and the President's Trophy. We win that Prince of Wales. Individual awards, Art Ross to Austin Matthews on the LA Kings. Same for the Hart Trophy. James Norris back-to-back for Quinn Hughes. Lady Byng to Kucherov. Calder to Benson. Conn Smythe to McDavid. Vezina to Mackenzie Blackwood. How about that to end the season, ladies and gentlemen? A very well-deserved Vezina trophy to Mackenzie Blackwood. Who would have thunk it? Mackenzie Blackwood, take a bow, buddy. Vezina trophy for him, and the Jennings goes to him and Blomqvist. Wow, that's really cool. McDonough, Bill Masterton, Jack Adams to the coach of the Kings, Selke to Austin Matthews, and Ted Lindsay, and Maurice Richard to Austin Matthews as well. Down in the AHL, any awards for us? Lindbergh wins the equivalent of the, and Gauthier. Lindbergh and Gauthier share the equivalent of the Jennings. That's cool. But what a run. 6 games, 5 games, 7 games, then losing in 6. The Oilers were just too strong. I think that's all it was. The Oilers were just too strong. But now we got to think about what we're going to do this offseason. What are we going to do with the money situation as well? Potential pending UFAs Let's take a look at those. Always potential because many of them may not go to free agency. Leon Draisaitl maybe Leon Draisaitl goes to free agency. We say, hey, you just won your cup with Edmonton. Now come over here to Pittsburgh. Here's $15 million. That would be something at Leon Draisaitl in Pittsburgh. Oh, baby, if he drops. Hedman, Chychrun, Ekblad, Burns. Not a lot of forwards out here. If we look at the forwards who are available after Draisaitl, it drops off quite a bit. Do we want to keep Blake Wheeler? I'm sure that he wants way more than he's worth as he's grown to an 86 overall, but only has top 9 potential. Not a lot of forwards out here. Defensemen, definitely a heavier defensive class. I think we're set on defense. Goaltending, potentially Hellebuck, Allmark, Saros. Yeah, interesting. But I think we're set on defense and goaltending. It would be something like third line, maybe even a first line center, but bottom 6 as well. If we want to think about extensions for next season, we could think about that. Blake Wheeler, the number 1 guy, but I'm sure he wants way too much money. He wants 4.6. He has top 9 potential. He's going to regress by the start of the season. We have $14 million to play with if we go to the salary cap. P.O. Joseph wants 1.45 for 2 years. Smith, I'd want to give him a contract for sure. He was very good. Costs 1.5, but he was great in that 4th line role. Some other young guys we want to give chances to. We'll give an ELC to Yeager, maybe to Catton. I don't think yet, though. We'll give an ELC to Yeager and to Lind. Yeager, who's up to a 74 overall. The real life, I hadn't even mentioned this. The real life Penguins, having drafted Yeager 14th overall, we traded back from 14 to 20, and we drafted him 20th overall. Dubas must be watching the franchise mode. Really cool to have seen that happen in the real world. I think the last time that happened was I had drafted someone on NHL 18 with the Canadiens, and the Habs went and drafted that player. I think that's the last time that happened, and it was a depth, like 5th round guy, not a top guy. Callan Lind will also he scored 69 goals and 124 points in 71 games with Red Deer. Oh my goodness. So we'll get him in the system. Lind and Yeager will get their ELCs. But aside from that, not much to do. We'll have a lot of money to spend if we let everybody walk. And then even some more if we were to make another move like a Brian Rust or Dmitry Orlov. Orlov was good. Rust was... maybe Zucker's the one to leave at $3 million. But even then, we need someone to replace him. Hollander wasn't impressive. Lundstrom's going to make the NHL next season. Keep him in mind. And now at an 81 overall, he was incredible down in the AHL. We got him off waivers. Scored 35 points in 46 games, then 13 goals and 19 points in 19 games in the AHL. Yeah, so Isaac Lundstrom will be a part of our NHL organization next year. Thinking about the draft now, just as we start to wrap things up, we will have the 21st and 31st overall selections in the draft. We eliminated the Islanders. We had their first round pick. So we picked 21 and 31. As we know, those top prospects are the created ones from the Data 72 Fantasy Hockey League. The first non-created one is Michael Misa. There's also this guy, Jordan Gavin. But the top guys are the created ones. Jaspers, medium elite offensive defenseman. Zane Jaspers, 2 years away. Interesting. Anyone else who piques our fancy? This guy Franco is interesting to me. Braden Franco. We have Bob Franco in our Pittsburgh Pirates franchise mode. This could be Braden Franco. 2 years away, 6'5" power forward, medium top 6. High starter Miles O'Brien. If you know, you know. My created player from the Fantasy Hockey League. He's NHL ready. He's low 80 overalls. That would be something. But at 21, yeah, maybe we take Miles O'Brien at 21. We do have goalies in our system. We do have a good goalie for the next few years as well. Top 9s at the end of the first round. Medium top 6 forwards. Sasha Aub, 1 year away. Interesting. Eastwood, Riley. It's all about the NHL ETA. Yeah, NHL ready. Interesting. NHL ready for Eastwood. Warren Eastwood, top 4D. He's probably like a 78, 79 overall, maybe even 80, but I'm sure he won't grow much more from there. But still would be valuable. There is a medium elite goalie. Ooh, Daigle, Gabriel Daigle, 6'5", I believe is a real prospect, similar to Roberto Luongo. 2 years out, medium elite. That would be someone I'd be taking a chance on. Then a bunch of top 4s here, top 6, some gems out here. Very interesting. Maybe we trade back from 21. I don't know, or even back from 31. Interesting. Yeah. So the scouting did its job. We'll get a lot of these late guys, low top 6s, late elite guys. I'll do my job when the day comes for the draft. But just what I got to know from the assistant general managers is what do you think we should do with picks 21 and 31? Last thing to do here to just wrap up the progress reports. Any modifications this year? Crosby, I don't even know what his real overall is. Morrissey did grow to a 90. Letang currently at a 90. Crosby at a 20, at an 88, but he may drop back to an 86. Wheeler's not really an 86. We know that. More I want to see in the system. Any big growth this year from people in the system? Catton up to a 77. Lashoff at a 66. Pickering up to a 76. Jaeger 74. Yeah, all right, interesting. And that does it, ladies and gentlemen. The 2025 postseason comes to an end. It's a long enough video, so I'll end it here, but I'm looking forward to hearing your suggestions headed into the 2025 offseason and headed into year number 3, where we may see some heavy regression. Maybe Crosby and Malkin are our second liners. I would think Crosby, despite his overall, could still be a first liner, but I don't know. We'll see what kind of regression they have. We'll want to spend money to make sure they are well supported. Ryan O'Reilly was great. Maybe that means it's a good time to trade him and his contract and try to go all in on Leon Draisaitl if he drops to free agency. Also, let me know your thoughts on the draft, potential trades, all that good stuff headed into the offseason. Leave it down here on YouTube or over on the Discord server, link in the description. It was a blast of a run. I had a really fun time. I hope that you did as well. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already for all of our ongoing franchise mode series, career simulations, and much, much more. If you haven't checked out the Montreal Canadiens David Reinbacher career simulation yet, that'll be at the end of the video here as an end card. That was a really fun time as well, so you want to watch that one. I feel like I could talk about this postseason that was all night long, so leave me what you thought about it, the crazy things that happened down in the comments below. Be sure to also check out the channel update for the summer months here on the channel for the next 4 or 5 weeks or so. I'll leave that in an end card as well. That's an important update talking about what uploads you can be expecting over the next few weeks here in July, but I will finally leave you there. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for taking the time to watch this one. It was a blast, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next one, where we start our push for a cup in year number 3.